Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rechakodash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of God Milestone who rule and teach well, and peace and salutations and blessings to the Lord's hopeful elect who have been scattered in the four corners of the earth. We are living in the last days of the last days, as the Bible has been prophesied from the beginning. As we are in these times, we are about to see the end of this society which is ruled by Esau Edom, the so-called one. This society right now, it's standing on its last leg, and soon the society is going to fall down, and the greatest is going to be the fall of this society, because this society is not going to end as the other society have been ended, but this society is going to end by the way of war, a great destruction, which is going to be by the way of nuclear missiles, and that's going to begin with America. America, as you know, the so-called land of brave, it's going to be ended, as we can see the article right now, which say military faces recruitment crisis thanks to unpatriotic Gen Z, obesity, therapy ban, as we know, the society, man, have nothing left, man, all the technology that they have, the weapon that they have, is gonna for their own demising, for their own destruction, all these people, the army they have, all this is gonna be ended in the coming times, man. When the Lord appear in the sky, these men, these so-called soldiers, they're gonna try to fight the Lord, and the Lord is gonna work. It's gonna bring great destruction upon them, as they say in the book of Revelation 19, I believe from 13, I may lead in the book of Revelation 19. I may start from 11. Say, well, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he does judge and make war. And that also represents war, the chariot of the Heavenly Father, which are the so-called UFO. The world ignorant of them so-called UFO. The Lord is going to come riding on them, and as the Bible says in the book of Revelation 1 and 7, all the eyes, all the people are going to see him coming, the Lord is going to pierce the sky coming down, and he's not going to come alone. He's going to come with the army of angels, and it's going to come to do what? To bring war on the earth, and to judge the world. So these nations, they're going to be there in the land of Middle East fighting their wars, the war of Armageddon, the World War III, and in the midst of that war, the Lord is going to show up, and upon showing up in that times, these nations, they're going to, left fighting themselves, they're going to try to unite and fighting their common enemy, which is going to be the Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, whom the word ignorant according to Jesus Christ, As it goes on, so his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And those crowns represent what? Rulership, because he's going to come to take down all these nations, man, and he's going to put all their crowns on his head. So this is a metaphoric for what? For rulership. He's going to subdue all these nations, to begin with Esau Edom, the so-called white man. As he goes on, he said, And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Most High. No, now vesture dipped in blood is symbolized what? The death that the Lord is going to bring on the earth. It's going to bring a great death, man. A lot of people are going to die in the day of the Lord, man. You know, as they say in the book of Isaiah 66 and 15, you know, it's going to come with the whirlwind, you know, and a lot of people are going to die in that day, man. To begin with, these soldiers that are going to be in the war, these armies of the nations, you know, they are going to be the first one to go down, man, you know, because after the destruction, you know, after the Lord bring that destruction upon them, none of them gonna be what? Gonna be going back to their lands, man. You know, they're all gonna perish in that war, man, that the Lord is gonna bring on the earth. If I may read the second Ezra quick one, I may come back. 16 and the 33 say, "Whoa, the virgin shall mourn having no bridegrooms, the women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegroom be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servant of the Lord." You know, so all these men that are going to be drafted to fight the war there in the Middle East, they're not going to go back to their lands, man. You know, they're not going to go back to America. They're not going to go back to England or Great Britain. You know, they're not going to go back to Germany. They're not going to go back to France. You know, they're all going to die in the war because the Lord is the one who's going to come to hand them. You know, I just say in the book of, again, second Ezra 13 and the, so okay. 13 and 9 says, "And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held a sword, nor an instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid." So none are going to be able to escape, you know, when the Lord brings the destruction, you know. It's the book of Revelation again, 19 and the 14 is a war. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Those are the angels. They're going to be following who? Yahweh Shai Mashiach, the Lord, the word ignorant called him Jesus, whom the word ignorant called him Jesus Christ. As it goes on, so, and out of his mouth goes a sharp sword. That's a concentration fire, you know. It's going to be coming out of those vehicles that the Lord is going to come with, you know, the so-called UFO. That with it he should smite the nations, and he shall lure them with a load of iron, and he treateth the winepress of his fierceness and lust of almighty power, and he has on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw angels standing on the sun, in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, Come and gather yourself together unto the supper of the great power, that ye may eat the flesh of the kings, and flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beast and his kings and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. So this the army of the world, to begin with Esau, Edom, and the rest of the southern nation, they're going to join force to fight the Lord, to fight the Lord and his army, which are the angels. But they're going to fail very bad. As it goes on, so, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast in alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. So they're all gonna die, So I may go here. They say, in the article, as we read, military versus recruitment crisis thanks to unpatriotic Gen Z or obesity therapy ban, and the Gen Z is that generation from war. They say the Generation Z, and it's fun. They say Generation Z, which we are in the hand, man. Z is a what? Is a last letter in the English alphabet, and we are in the last, in the end of this Edomite rulership, because their rulership didn't start now. It started back to when they were Greek, man, and then they advanced to Rome, and now they are we are living in the revised Rome empire, this is their end, this is the end of their rulership. This is the last leg, of their rulership, So they are in the hand, man. As the Bible say, Esau is the hand of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that forest, as you say in the book of 2nd Ezra 6. I may go to the point 9. So for Esau is the hand of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that forest. So Esau is living in its last leg, man. In its last times, I may say. Is on his end of his rulership, and soon we as a nation, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native America, we're going to come to rulership, So as it goes on, the article says, much of military will fall short of recruitment goals by as much as 25% this year, caused by combination of obesity and the falling patriotism in Gen Z, and by restriction on recruits having had therapy. The Army, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard are all expected to fall short of their recruitment goals this year, they told the Post. My generation, is a little challenge. 25 years old Marine Second Lieutenant, I believe, Matthew Weiss, told the Post something has to change. Spokesperson of the Air Force said they will likely miss their goals of 26,877 new recruits by 10%. The Coast Guard said they will likely only fill 75% of the number of full-time and non-commissioned recruits they need. And as of April, the Navy, which has over 300,000 active duty personnel, was behind by 6,000 new recruits this year, and the Army by 10,000 out of their 65,000 goal. The Marine Corps is on track to fill its ranks this year, but said that just 23% of the recruitable population meet their medical, moral, and mental standard for for service, you know. Uh, I mean, jump down. Jamil Armstrong, a 20 years old Navy information system technician, 30 cross currents deployed in Bahrain, says many in his generation are too apathetic to enlist. I just don't think it's appealing to the average modern teenager. Armstrong, who says he enlisted at age 18 to serve the country, told the Post, there is there is a lot of apathy. We are so divided right now, and so a lot of young people think, why should I want to defend a government that doesn't appreciate me or is so divided? So we see that there is what the model of the people is what is low. People are not uh, what driving anymore to serve their country, man. You know. So as it, I may jump down in this. I mean, say, well, we're a Nav pet officer 30 cross serving on the USS John C. Stennis aircraft career. Think Gen Z lacks the kind of formative life event that inspired prior generation to serve. I don't think it's that they have no love for their country, but see it being I don't see it being a driving force for them to want to join. Read a 30 years old who share his experience in the military on YouTube told the Post. You know, so yeah, man, the people are not what they're not. I mean, in love of their country anymore because their countries, especially America and this different part of the military of the world, are not motivating them, man. You know, so we see this is the beginning, man, of the fall of this country called America. You know, so I may read this book of Nahum 3:13, and go straight to the point to say, "Whoa, behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women. The gates of thy land shall be set wide open unto thine enemies. The fire shall devour thy bars." You know, so all them the military might men, of American people, right now are getting older. So this generation that is supposed to come to take over are not doing so. So that land, that country is left in the door open, man, for what? For destruction. This is a book of Jeremiah, 51 and 3. And 30 say what? The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their hoards. And these are these people right now, this generation that we are in, man. This what? Digital generation, They're no like those. They're not like those who came before them. They are not ready to fight. As it goes on, it say, "Well, they have remained in their hoards. Their might has failed. They become as women. They have burned our dwelling places. Our bars are broken." That's how it's gonna lead. That's what is gonna lead to the destruction of America because of their military breakdown, man. Their military has been divided, and insecure. So this nation, they're gonna what? They're gonna shoot missiles in America they're gonna destroy the land and the people that are gonna be in the land. That's what it's gonna be. That's what it is gonna be for America. So with that, I'm here, I'm say shalom.